ready to do some cooking. Today we have Jeannette with us. Jeannette found an awesome recipe in her math book, of all places, for brownies. And we decided that it would be mighty delicious to make brownies right now. So we'll be moving, and we're trying to videotape or video enough episodes to cover while we're in our move. So this is kind of a little extra one, and it'll be thrown in the mix. So you'll see, when you see it come up, you know it's an extra one because we're in the middle of moving. So we're gonna get started here right away. So here we go. We're gonna get Jeannette to measure out. We need 2/3 of a cup, so we're gonna take 2 of these. And we need 2/3 of a cup of butter. And Justin's gonna grease our pan there for us, our baking pan, because this does have to bake. And so Jeannette, I'm just gonna show you how to do this, and then I'm gonna get you to do the second one maybe. We're just gonna fill this up with butter, and we have to squish it in, okay? So it's all squished and there's no spaces, okay? So this should be enough butter to fill this twice.
So 4 pieces?
No, it has to be right full, right up to the very, very top. Well, this isn't gonna work because we'll need more butter. So why don't you grab some more butter out of the fridge, Jeannette, because this is not 2/3 in this thing. There's not enough to fill this 1/3 2 times. Okay, so we need, this is 1/3 of a cup, and I'll get you to scrape that in. So take your knife and then drop the butter in there. So run the knife around the inside. Okay, let's move the handle here for you so it's a little easier. Push hard all the way in and turn it. Yep, good. Now drop that butter in. Just kind of pop it out. There we go, just like that. All the way. You have to get all the butter out. Do you need a little bit of help?
Yeah.
Okay. So always use your flat side of your knife. It goes a little bit easier. You have to get all this butter out, and then we got to fill this one more time. So what I'm going to get you to do is we also need 2 tablespoons of butter. So let's use this butter here and fill up that little compartment. You can try just using the spoon and scraping it in. See if you can get it to work. Give it a shot. So this is Jeannette's first time ever cooking with us. So we're gonna get that butter in there. Can I show you what to do? So we're gonna scoop down as hard as we can, and we're gonna push that butter in, and then you're gonna use the knife, and you're gonna just go like this, so it's level, and then you can maybe grab another knife, and then again use your knife to kind of scrape that out, pop it in. So you need another one of those, because we need 2/3 of a cup and 2 tablespoons. So just to give credit where credit's due, this is from my kids' homeschooling curriculum. It's actually a Mennonite curriculum because I want smart kids. And so this recipe is from Montezuma Mennonite Cookbook, copyright 1988, and it's from Georgia. So we decided we were going to make this because it looked really tasty. And my experience is that you need a little more, I think, and you have to kind of make sure that it's right full, and then scraped flat. Okay, because we need an exact amount. Oh, let's get a little bit more in there. Some kind of came off on that one. Okay, so do you still have your knife? Pop that in. And I'm gonna do the same to this. And we're gonna get this cooking on the stove in just a minute. Okay, so we're gonna add in 4 rounded tablespoons of cocoa. So we're being generous with the cocoa. And then we're gonna stir that up once that butter gets melted. And we're gonna cook that for a few minutes. How many is that?
4.
Okay, good. All right, and when we come back, we'll show you what we're gonna do next. So we're gonna measure out 2 cups of sugar because that's gonna go into our cocoa and butter mixture. Let's see, I'm just gonna get this leveled out a bit. Okay, you wanna pour that into our bowl, Jeanette?
Sure.
That's 1 cup. Okay, and 1 other cup of sugar. So these guys are going to be pretty sweet, aren't they? Okay, let's just get this leveled. Okay, go ahead and pour that in. Ooh, lots of sugar. Okay, let's get another bowl, Jeanette, and we're going to measure out some other stuff to get ready. So we'll just grab this bowl. We need to get, our 4 eggs are there. Our vanilla is there, so we won't worry about those right now. We need 1 1/4 cups of flour. So I will get that, and if you could pour that in the bowl for me. So remember, we want our measurements flat. Pour that in, that's 1 cup. And then we need a 1/4 cup. Your hands are dirty. Oh, wow. There you go, pour that in. And then we need baking powder. We need 1 teaspoon of baking powder. So I cut my baking powder like this so that it's much easier to get level spoons. All you have to do is just grab a scoop and go like this, perfectly level. Pour that in. That's 1 teaspoon of baking powder. And let's get some salt. We need salt as well. One teaspoon of salt. Oh, don't tip it or else you'll lose all your salt on the counter. Okay, so we're gonna get our eggs ready too. We're actually, I think, oh, you know what we need? 1 cup of pecans. So I'm gonna measure that out right now. Love pecans. They're like one of my favorite nuts. Almonds I really like too, but love pecans.
I don't know what pecans are.
Oh, well, you can taste them if you like. They do taste better when they're in baking, but I actually like them just to eat them.
They're basically like odd-shaped peanuts.
Well, they taste a little different than peanuts. You like them? Okay. So we're just gonna pop this over here so it's ready for us. And let's put this stuff into the sink. Can you do that, Jeanette? So the other thing that we have to do, Jeanette, is we have to get 4 eggs ready. So I'll give you 2 eggs. I'll take 2 eggs and we're gonna crack them into this bowl. So just a little tap on the counter. A little bit more. You need a bigger crack than that. A little bit more. Okay, good, perfect. Put your finger into the crack. There you go, and pull them apart. Pull. There you go. Make sure all of it gets in there, so hold them upside down. So that's 1 egg for you.
I don't want to get any of the egg in.
Well, you'll be fine. Your hands are washable, right? Oh, hurry up before it all leaks out.
I don't want to get any egg in the...
Or eggshells?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so our other mixture's almost ready, so we're gonna bring it to the counter in just a minute when we come back. So here is our cocoa and butter melted and mixed together. So we have to add our sugar. So you wanna pour in our sugar, Jeanette? And I'll stir.
In here?
Yep, right in there, the whole thing. Good. And Justin, you wanna add the eggs? Oh, that's hard to mix. Add them all. Very good. Our eggies. And what else do we have to put in there? Oh, our vanilla.
Yeah.
So Justin, would you mind measuring 1 teaspoon of vanilla, please?
Sure.
And I'm just gonna keep stirring this. I might use the mixer just to make sure that it gets really well mixed. I do have it on standby. So I'm just gonna turn it on low here. Go ahead, add that in. Good. So I'm just mixing this really good. Okay. Next we have to mix in our dry ingredients. That was our flour, baking powder, and salt. And we already have our pan prepared. And next has to come the nuts. So do you want to pour the nuts in here, Jeanette? Go ahead. Excellent. Nutty, chocolatey goodness, guys. Can't wait to taste this. So this is really well nice and mixed. Oops, except for I just lost the power. Hey cameraman, you want to plug that in down there? There we go. Make sure this is good mixed. Make sure that there's no dry ingredients up the sides because sometimes they kind of fly about. And our pot's already cool, that's why I'm able to touch it. It doesn't take long. And now I need a scraper and we're gonna pour that in there. Now this is a bit of a big pan. I don't really have any square pans, so glass pans for brownies and such. And I could use a round pan, but then they're harder to cut. So I'm gonna use this pan, and they might be a little flatter than usual, but I bet you that they will still taste good. So you know how you guys have advent calendars, right?
Yeah.
Well, you know that Mommy doesn't have one, right? You know they don't have an advent calendar?
Yeah.
So I decided that what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna open up a cupboard each day and eat whatever I find. Hope I find good things. Like no moldy peanut butter or something. Okay, so here we go. Here's our brownie mixture in our pan. I can't wait to try this. Sure looked like a good recipe. So we're gonna bake this at 350 for 30 minutes and we'll come back and we're supposed to actually cut it when it's warm so we don't have to actually wait until it's all the way cooled off. Okay, so here we go guys. In oven, somebody open the oven. All right, in we go. Actually that looks pretty thick, that looks awesome. I think that's gonna be a good sized pan. What do you guys think?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, we'll be back in 30 minutes. All right, so our timer just went 30 minutes. So before I pull this out, I just want to have a little check of it to make sure it's done, because if it's not done, it's going to sink and be flat as a pancake, and it is not done. You can see how dirty the toothpick is. So we're going to pop that back in the oven, and we're going to check it in every 5 minutes. Okay, so this is actually pretty raw. So let's give another 5 minutes and we'll check it again, but we'll come back to when it's actually done and we're pulling it out of the oven. Ready? Okay, so our brownies are done. Now, it took some extra time. I set the initial timer for 30 minutes and then I did 5 minutes, checked it, 5 minutes, checked it, 2 minutes, checked it, 2 minutes, checked it, 2 minutes, checked it, for a total of 46 minutes. So, but it is ready. So they said to cut it when it's warm. So I'm gonna cut it up. Apparently, I think it's because it cuts better when it is warm. And as you can see, our knife came out clean. And these do look really good, don't they?
Yeah.
And they smell good. You know, somebody's got to invent smell-o-vision, because I'll tell you something. You just miss half the experience when you can't smell it. It smells divine. Okay, so we're just gonna cut it up. And when it's a tiny bit cooler, because it is very warm right now, we are gonna taste it. Oh, yeah, ow. That wasn't very good. I said it's very warm. Let that cool for a few seconds and you can taste that, Jeanette. Since you burned your fingers. Oh boy, this smells so good. Doesn't it smell good, guys?
Yeah.
Oh, it smells like kind of like hot chocolate and marshmallows on a cold winter day after you come back from sledding, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, so we will be back in just a minute with the tasting. We're just gonna let this cool a tiny bit. Okay, so here we are. Our brownies are cool. Jamie could not wait to taste until our cameraman got back. So he's already eating some. But let's have a taste, guys. They're nice and soft. See? Nice and soft and squishy. They break good. They have that kind of like a little bit harder on the tops and bottoms, like they're supposed to. And they're warm. What do you think?
Yeah.
Good.
This would be excellent with vanilla ice cream.
I wonder if they'll taste good with butter on them.
I don't know.
I give a few thumbs up.
So hot. But they taste good, guys. You like them?
Yeah.
Well worth it. And those pecans taste awesome. So that's another aspiring teen chefs. What do we need to do? Thumbs up,
Thumbs up.
like, subscribe,
Click that
share,
And click that little bell and leave a comment.
Yeah.
and we'll see you again next time.
Bye,
Everybody
bye,
ready?
bye, bye, bye.
Bye.
Bye.